Hey guys, so in this video we're going to talk about 6 steps to trigger the AI overviews. And in order to help me and the algorithm, please comment below 6 steps to trigger AI overviews. If I search in Google for update to schemawriter like this, what I will see here is this AI overview. And this is interesting because this wasn't here last year. And if I click on show more here and show all, I can see all of the AI citations that Google has used as the sources to produce this AI overview. And what you will notice is that this is a social media post, this is a social media post, this is LinkedIn, and we see Reddit down here, and then we see my own website referenced 2 times, and then we have the article in Skywork AI. This is not an article that I wrote, this is an article that the team behind Skywork AI wrote about schemawriter. So these are the 7 sources from that Google used to produce this AI overview. And this is interesting because this wasn't here before I started to post about schemawriter. So obviously the keyword update to schemawriter is super generic to schemawriter, and it will be probably only me posting like this. I know that Skywork also posted, but probably only me. I'm going to show you in this video how you can produce your own AI overviews using these methods. So let's get started. So the first step is to write an article and or a service page. So in the case of me, I wrote a blog post on my schemawriter website. The title of the blog post was WordPress plugin added to schemawriter as well as other updates. So this was my main source of information, and this was my kind of like my root article that I want to have as the foundational information piece. So that's and it could be anything. It could be a service page, it could be a blog post, or it could be a category page. It could actually be anything. The next step is where you leverage your article, service page, or category page. And that is that you post to social media about this. So what does that mean? It means that you go into Facebook and you post about this. You could go to LinkedIn here, click on LinkedIn here, and this is also a post about update to schemawriter. And I also post a lot on X, and I also have my own subreddit. I've made a lot of videos about this, post to various social media platforms, preferably LinkedIn, Facebook, and X. But also Reddit. If you have access to your own subreddit, you can post there. And of course also YouTube videos, because you can see in the organic search results here for this particular keyword, you can see down here that my YouTube video about the update to schemawriter is ranking here. Step number 3 is create a YouTube video about it. The thing is with YouTube videos that they rank extremely well and also extremely fast in Google. So YouTube and Google are owned by the same company, Alphabet. And so when you're creating YouTube videos, they will rank well, and Google just likes to own more real estate. They like to own as much real estate as possible in page 1. Next step is purchase a cheap press release and link back to the article, plus a couple of the social media posts. So what this means is that I'm going to show you in a couple of seconds about the press release, link back to the article and a couple of the social media posts. This is critical, or this is a critical step, because if we inspect this guy here it is. So this is a press release, and this was actually free. I didn't pay for this because it turns out that the press release provider called EIN Presswire, you can actually go to their websites and they offer a free trial for their press release service. So try EIN Presswire press release distribution services, send your first press release for free. So you can enter your email, and then you can do it before 6 days and 10 hours, and then you can get a free press release. If we take a look at this press release, let me just scroll down. You can see here that I linked to my X post about it, and I linked to my, let's see here, various properties here. So I actually no link to schemawriter. There is the URL is there, but it's not a clickable link. But anyway, so I don't know if I don't remember if it's because I forgot to insert the schemawriter URL, or probably forgot it, I think. But anyway, I recommend that you link to, of course, the source, that's the article, service page, and I also recommend at least 1 or 2 or 3 social media posts if it's possible. So in the free press release from EIN here, I don't remember, it might actually be that you can actually only link back to I only have one outgoing link because it is free and it is a trial. So let's just, so what I did was that I only had one outgoing link. Let me just open the press release. So I only had one outgoing link here, and that was to the X post. And then in the X post, I linked out to schemawriter, schema.org, Reddit, and the schemawriter again. So I had a couple of outgoing links, so it's like a tiered link building. The X post here links to the schemawriter blog post. It links to Reddit. And then the press release links to the X post. Yeah. So the step 5, next step, is create a couple of AI Parasite pages and either embed the social media post or link to them. So what is an AI Parasite page? An AI Parasite page is, let's see here. For example, Perplexity here. You can see that this is on page 2 here, the schemawriter WordPress plugin guide. So if I click on this guy here, so this is a page that I created inside of Perplexity, and I believe I used the free plan back then. It was last year, August last year, that I published this. And now I have the paid version of Perplexity. They temporarily disabled the option to create free pages like this. Not only free pages, but they temporarily disabled the option to create a page. And I was writing to the support of Perplexity, and they assured me that it's an option that's coming back again. So it's just a temporarily disabled, not only for me, but for all of, but it's coming back again. But this page was created last year, and it's ranking on page 2 now for this term. So this is just something that I recommend. Create a page on Perplexity, Quen AI, on Manus AI, some of these AI parasites. That's what I mean when I'm talking about AI parasites. Step number 6 is send it all to the indexers and wait some days or weeks. And indexing services, I don't use it all of the time with all of the posts that I make, but I use it sometimes. So in the case of this study here, this particular situation, I did use paid indexing services on some of these posts, and it actually helps with the indexing of these posts, and also helps with the servicing on page 1 of these posts, that they actually are indexed. If they're not indexing, or if they're not indexed, of course they won't be used, they can't be used as citations in the AI overview. So you do need somehow to get them indexed. And I use Index Me Now and other indexing services. That's what I use. But most of the times, actually, I see that, of course, my blog post index, YouTube index by itself, and also most of the times the Facebook post and the X post and Instagram post, they actually index by themselves. It will take a couple of days, perhaps a week. They will index in some days in a week without you having to do anything. And you can just speed the process up by using paid indexing services. So one thing to keep in mind is that, let me just refresh again. One thing to keep in mind is that if you are using paid indexing service, you're posting a lot like I just told you about. You're sending the links to the indexing services. They index. Almost immediately, you actually will notice many times that the AI overview will be triggered, sometimes in a matter of minutes. But it will take some weeks, perhaps a month, for things to settle, because some of these posts, they might switch places. Some of the posts might go out of the index again, or they might go or move down. For example, when I noticed that when I post to X, typically my X posts, they index fast within an hour or two without me actually having to do anything. I just post to X and then it indexes within a couple of hours. And I see it in Google. But X posts also typically move a little bit down. They don't stay at the top of page 1. So I'm just refresh again. So you can see here that my post here on X, let's just see what it looks like. Yeah, so this is my article on X, right? It is on page 1, but it's not at the top of page 1. But when I posted this 5 months ago, it was at the top of page 1, but so things, they move around, and within a couple of weeks or a month or 2 months, you will actually see things settle, and then you'll get the final result, so to speak. So this is my final result. This is my AI overview that I engineered for this particular keyword. So why is this interesting for you? It's interesting because if you own a local business and you know that your customers, they have particular questions that they are asking about your service. How do I use Tree Service Company to do this or this and that. Questions like that to your service. You can devise a strategy to produce blog posts that are giving answers to these questions and then post to all of your social media profiles about it. So my social media profile here, my Jesper Nissen, this is a page. It's not my personal profile. This is a professional page. You can see so this is a page and I'm a digital creator. That's the niche that I'm in. I'm a digital creator, but this is a professional page that I created for my brand jespernissenseo. And you can do the same for your local business. Just create a profile page, not a profile, a professional business page on Facebook. Give it the name of your company and just start posting. That's what I do. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. And this was it for today's video, and I'll see you in the next one.